Hello, everybody. Welcome to Azam Umar Show. My name is Abdulazim Umar. I was born and grew up in Sudan, but I live in Saudi Arabia. Today, I have a wonderful guest. He's from USA, Los Angeles. His name is Kurt Krueger. He is amazing person. He's the founder of Success System International, and he's struggle for share awareness for the people around the world. Let's me to request him to tell us something about that. Hello, Mister. How are you?
I'm excellent, thank you. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for giving me this is a golden opportunity to come in our show.
Well, it's my pleasure. I will speak slower than I usually do because having taught on 5 continents and knowing that there's so many languages and I only know one. I probably know at least three. And most
Yes.
people in the world where I've lived in India, I've lived in Sweden, Australia, and I've been to about 30 countries. I've only taught in, well, I can't count how many countries I've taught in, but I've been to a number and done a lot of different teaching. Uh, I started the Institute of Sports Psychology in Mumbai in 1982.
Mm.
I then started the Success Systems International in Los Angeles in the next year, 1983. I had 5 offices of the Institute of Sports Psychology. One was in Bombay, one was in Tokyo, one was in Melbourne, one in London, and of course the Los Angeles one. So I've been really blessed. Like I was just mentioning to you when we
Yes.
met earlier today, that I had been on a hijacked airplane when I left India in 1977. And I got off the plane, number one, the first person off the plane, 26 hours after the hijacking started.
Yes.
During the hijacking, I had gotten into the deepest state of meditation I'd ever been in my life at that time. I've been deeper now, but that's only because I've been practicing this. I'm very much of a Sufi. I am trying, my goal is to experience God and serve God and know God. Know, love, and serve Allah. And that's where my heart is. Uh, I have a passion for life because I've been given life. And the whole gift allows us to give ourselves. Muhammad always served the people. He served Allah. This is a good example for us to serve others as if they were God, because I believe God is everywhere. God is all present, all knowing, all powerful. Thank God. Allah. Yes. Uh,
Yes, thank you
that's,
so much. That is
yeah.
wonderful words you are mentioned to us. That is so amazing. Thank you so much, sir. Okay,
Yes.
sir, could you tell us a little bit about your founder is Success System International?
Well, the Success Systems International is the overarching company. It includes the Institute of Sports Psychology as a subsidiary because Success Systems International is about serving all aspects of life to be peak performers, to go beyond your beyond. Because everybody has this limitation. It's like we think we're just this little, let's say, use a butterfly example. We're a little chrysalis, and we're just in this little chrysalis, and we don't know what we are, and we're trying to be able to figure it out, and we're struggling through our life in this gook, and then finally we get this inspiration, and we realize who we are, and we can then fly and basically enliven the whole planet by pollinating it and bringing beauty to it. And this is how we can learn from also Mother Nature, how to be a servant. I'll give you an example from biology. Healthy human cells, when they have a neighboring cell that is unhealthy or getting to be sick or what, you might say, will help that cell. They'll do what they can. They cooperate. The only cell in the human body that does not cooperate with one that is sick is the one kind of cell that everybody fears. That one cell is called cancer. It only thinks about itself. It's only egotistical. It only wants to serve itself. It doesn't serve others. And that's why, like, my company is called Success Systems International. It's because life is a bunch of systems in one, as science would say, cosmic system. Okay? One system of an entire creation. But there's all these, there's a human system, there's a biological system, and so on. Yes. So that's
Yes. Yeah.
and we give trainings all over the world. We've done research and development. We keep up on the cutting edge of all the sciences. And there's so much incredible research that will surprise people who just graduated from college, from university, when they find out some of this research that's coming on in the forefront of science. I've always kept abreast of the newest sciences since I was very young, and bringing it into how I could be the best teacher. I'll give you an example. How many people in any part of your education, how many teachers ever taught you how to concentrate? Did you ever get told how to concentrate, or you were told to concentrate? To concentrate, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Not a single person taught you how to concentrate. They'll say, pay attention, and you'd say, how much is it? You don't know how to pay attention,
Yes.
but they tell you to. So, and of course, when I teach people first how to get their body ready to learn, then their mind ready to learn, and to be able to open up to that power that Allah gave us. And that power is inside us. And that's why people meditate, to be able to be still and know that incredible force that is creation. And we can tune into creation. And that's how there was a time period of Islamic sciences, and they flourished in all of Islam. And then there became a doldrums, and things did not flourish because people were not tuning in to the inspiration that Allah gives us. We are thinking about stuff. I don't know if you've ever seen the YouTube video on stuff, the history of stuff, but it's a funny, sad kind of thing. But life is just so magical. Yeah.
Yes, that is so amazing, so beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing, and thank you so much for give us this is a wonderful ideas. So,
Osama, let me ask this. Am I speaking too fast?
oh, yes, I am so sorry. I want to speak so fast, but okay, I want to try to speak
Oh, am I
slowly.
speaking? No, you
No,
can
no,
speak as, but
no,
am I speaking too fast?
no, no, no. You don't speak fast. You are speak very clearly.
Oh, good.
Yeah, wonderful. You are mentioned before. Some of people around the world they want to understand who's talk, how who can say. Okay, but now you are talking. It's wonderful.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
Okay.
that is great. Yeah, thank you so much, sir, for sharing a wonderful words, a wonderful information for the people. So, sir, could tell us a little bit about how can spreading awareness and uplift humanity in the world?
Well, there's a program, and I texted you this information about the program. It's called Humanity Rising.
Yes.
And if you go onto the internet and you go to Ubiquity, Ubiquiti, ubiquity.org, you can look up Humanity Rising or just search for Humanity Rising. It's every single day since sometime in, I believe it was early May, that they've had a 2 hour program. I believe it's at either 5 or 7 o'clock in the evening, Central European time. For me in California, it's 8 o'clock in the morning to 10 o'clock in the morning. You're 12 hours different than we are. And so you can figure that out. It's free. You can give donations if you want to, but you don't have to. Tomorrow, a special one is on education, but the talks with usually about 4 to 6 people that are specialists around the world. They're giving their information, and then if you participate on the live program, you can actually ask questions, you can chat, and I've been doing that because I learned so much more, and I get to ask my questions, so to speak. And then we've gotten into our own chatting room later. We've organized to have more of this divine matrix connected. So we're connecting up all the people who are doing the good things in the world to uplift humanity. And when we do that, I don't know if you saw the movie The Matrix, but it has that idea, but we bring the matrix into a positive force. This is the key. Always look on the bright side of life. Because when we focus on something like America focused on getting to the moon first, we did it sooner than we said we were. We focused on having the Peace Corps, and then it turned into something that was very political, but that's a sad thing. But you achieve what you focus on. If you focus on negativity, you feel bad, you get more sick, you get to be able to spread that disease, so to speak. But when you're happy, what happens to you when you walk by somebody smiling or laughing? You start to smile and laugh. So again, it's like it's not a disease, it's something happiness. We spread happiness. So I will send anybody who emails me a special 5 special things that you can do, more than 5 actually, that you can do to be happier. And it happens, it's scientifically proven. There's a lot of research now, but I've been teaching this for years and making it so that when you are happier, you're healthier, you're more successful, you're less troublesome. So we're spreading peace in the world. And Lord knows we need peace, right?
Yes, that is so wonderful. Thank you so much, sir. Extremely, it's that is very, very excited when you can hear words like this.
Yes.
Yeah, that is so. So now I think a lot of people they are struggle to spreading a peace for the world. Could you tell us a little bit about how can share peace for the people around the world? Because yeah, because we win, because we want to this world live together, share together, and they can build together. Yes, welcome.
That's the key, is cooperation.
Go,
There's a book called Tribe by Sebastian Junger, and he illustrates a fact that happened during World War II and other times, but this is one example where people in Germany thought they were going to destroy England by having a big blitz. They bombed London just relentlessly every day, every day. They thought they would get disturbed and upset and they'd give up. Well, it did the opposite. Actually, Churchill thought the worst sections of London were going to be the worst cases to deal with. They're going to revolt or they're going to have, all kinds of chaos. They actually had less mental problems at that time than during the normal times. And they had more cooperation, less violence. Everything worked so much to the opposite of what they thought it would. Oddly enough, when England got through that and America joined the war and so on, Churchill thought he would do the same thing that Hitler did. He thought, we'll bomb Leipzig and all these other German towns just relentlessly. And within a short period of time, they've dropped as many bombs on Leipzig as all of London ever got dropped. It didn't disturb the Germans like Churchill thought it would do. The Germans produced about 12 times more tanks. They produced about 50 times more planes or whatever in those areas during those violent times. So they got to be more productive. They came together and cooperated in the trying times. What's happening now? Well, the way that our society is with the mass media, the well-conditioned animal media, sort of like 1984 media, we have double speak. We have people saying fake news. We have people lying straight through their mouth and trying to engender fear and hatred. Oh, you're Muslim. I hate you because of 9/11. Or you're this. I hate you because of this. You're Jewish. Oh, I hate you because of this. Or God, you're a liberal. Oh my goodness, you're going to make it communism and socialism. And they're trying to bring, and the women, oh, they're causing more. And blacks, oh my God. This whole craziness is what I call the separation demon, to separate us, not to unite us. Yet when we unite together, what happens? We form what they call in Africa Ubuntu. Ubuntu means what is good for me has to be good for you. If it's good for you, it's good for me. It's basically an image that is presented there. It's a beautiful little story. An archaeologist goes to these primitive people in Africa and he says, I planted all these sweets on the other side of this field. And here's all these kids, 50 children. And he says, whoever gets there first can get as much as they want. And all the rest of you can get what is left. Get what you can. Just race over there. He was so surprised. He saw these children gripping hands and walking across this beautiful field. And they each easily just ate peacefully, talking together, not saying, I got to get all this. It was a beautiful scene. That's the nature. That's the story of what Ubuntu means. So what is good for you is good for me. Yeah.
Wow, really extremely. extremely worse if you are saying about cooperation together the world, about
Yes.
how can meditation together and how can look the world around of us.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, thank you so much, sir. That is really good. I want to see you some question about traveling abroad. You are mentioned before India, Africa. Could you tell us a little bit about your journey for some of country have you visited before?
Well, I'll give you an example. When I went to India, I actually was studying yoga and meditation from a man named Swami Muktananda, Muktananda. He was a guy who could look at you, touch you, think of you, or give you a what they call a mantra, uh, and you could get into meditation like that. I literally was shocked one time because I was touring with him through Europe before we got to India in 1976. I had actually spent 3 years learning from him before that. As we're touring through Europe, we get to Germany. And outside Munich is a place called Weidenkammhaus. It overlooks this beautiful lake Starnberg. And he gave free programs every night of the week. And we stayed a whole week. And our last night, he decides to get up at the start of meditation and give what is called Shaktipat, this awakening of the meditative energy. They call it Kundalini in India. And he picks up a peacock wand as he gets up, as people are chanting Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, which means I honor my inner self. He hits the first person with this peacock wand, and the room erupted. It just like became like a mental institution. And I'm handling the hall. I'm a person who seats people. I handle the sound. I do whatever is necessary for people to be comfortable in the hall. And as he's leaving, he's chuckling. And people are supposed to be in meditation, but somebody's screaming bloody murder. Somebody's bouncing like a frog. Somebody's some fat old lady. And I'm not against old or fat because I'm only 94,000 years old. But they do the Muryasana, just the hands on the floor, and the rest of the body is in the air. In gymnastics, it's called the flange or plunge. And at the end of the meditation, when they started to do Om Namah Shivaya, people came down from their states because one guy's screaming bloody murder. And you're thinking something's wrong. You know, Muktananda's leaving, chuckling, and I'm thinking, I got to deal with this insanity. What's wrong? But they came down out of that space. Oh boy. When they shared their experiences, it was nothing like I was sort of thinking. The person screaming so much said, I felt so ecstatic, I had to let it out. I was just, this is dynamite kind of thing. The fat old lady said, my friend here told me I had to come see this guy because I was her best friend, and this guy is so great. You're coming because you're my best friend. He's leaving tomorrow. You got to meet this guy. So she came. She had never done yoga. She had never meditated, yet she comes because of her friend. She's doing a very hard thing that I'd say about 98% of the human beings cannot do on the planet, at least. That particular asana, as it's called in India, this posture that this person did, because of that internal energy, that conscious energy that you open up to, God's energy, Allah's energy, it purifies the digestive system. The yogis knew that. These ancient yogis that put together these asanas found that out because they were in these deep states. And that's why yoga has been so useful for years. And to practice yoga, you don't have to change any religion. It's a physical and mental practice. Now, you can also tap into the spirit, but you're tapping into Allah. There's nothing but Allah. So we're opening up to tune into Allah, just like praise be his name, Muhammad, he was given that gift of that communication. What makes you think that Allah cannot communicate with you? Are you listening or are you talking all the time?
Yes,
Inside
yes,
your mind,
yes, yes.
you're
I can
talking all
listen. Yeah, I
the
can listening.
time.
Yeah.
He's ready for you to shut up so you could listen.
No, no, I can listening clearly because I want to mute myself after that. Yes, thank you so much, Mr.
Keith, would you
Karti.
turn
Yeah,
on that light? I just had to call to my son.
okay, no problem. May Allah bless him and
It
bless
gives a little bit of light better. Thank you.
you. MashaAllah. Okay, thank you so much for sharing something about that. And thank you, Mr. Karti. So now I can see a lot of people, they are doing together on social media. I think for this time, the case of COVID-19, some of people they are suffering from that, and some
Oh,
of country suffering from that. Could you tell us a little bit about that?
one of the things that people do is they fret about something they can't uh, affect. So right
Yes,
now we have a lockdown, and I'm blessed because I'm in a house and I have, some place to walk and so on without a problem. Some people are in apartment buildings and very, very fearful. Fear does you absolutely no good. It's either going to happen or it doesn't happen. If you fear, you're weakening your immune system. Now, there's a practice in my book, it's called switching. If ever you start to have fear, or you want to switch a negative habit into a positive habit, you
Huh?
can practice switching. And I've had people had PTSD. I've had people who had, I had a boy in a class at a what they call a ghetto school, a
Yeah.
very quote, bad school. He sucked his thumb. He was 14 years old. And after class, I said, "Do you want to stop sucking your thumb?"
Mm.
He said, yeah, because he knows it doesn't look good. But he's got the habit. And so I says, okay, when you start to go like this in class, I'm going to go like this, just like this. And right then, you do the same thing. And I told him first to use the word cancel, but I realized that cancel is a negative connotation. So I changed it to switch, because switching can switch it from a negative to a positive. And so and then I taught him more of that. And within a couple of weeks, he was done. He was done with his sucking of his thumb. PTSD person, it can be a person who drinks. All they have to do is be reminded before they're doing it. Either they remind themselves or they have a friend who reminds them. I will, when you send me an email or anybody sends me an email, I will send you a copy of that particular chapter. I have something else. It's called empowering. Uh, I think it's called. It has to do with miracles because you can create miracles that would surprise you, but it's not miracles. The powers of positivity are so powerful. Uh, I could give all kinds of stories about that, from me playing beach ball in South Africa to and so on and so forth. But
Okay, no problem. Thank you so much. That is so great. Thank you so much, Mr. Karti. Today, I am so happy you are here with me and share some of information about us and about your audience. That is so great. Yeah, thank you. So, I want to say a last message for our audience.
ooh, and what kind of inspiration do anybody need? Imagine the most joyful time in your life.
Mm.
right now, the most joyful time in your life. Feel what that was like, where you were, maybe the fragrances. Basically, it's really the vibration of where you were when you felt that incredible joy, where you felt so blissful. And right now, when you're feeling that, what did it take to feel that joy? All it took was a reflection. All it took was to pause and maybe take a few breaths to calm that breath down. Because when you calm your breath down, you calm, your heart rate calms down. When your heart rate calms down, your brain waves calm down. So when I teach people a simple practice, it's called roller coaster fingers. Because I used to teach teachers from kindergarten, which is about 4 or 5 year olds, all the way through university. But at this particular training that I gave was for K to 12, which is just before university. So all those ages of teachers, I was teaching them peak performance for academics and sports. I taught this, what became known as roller coaster fingers. And the week later, this one kindergarten teacher comes and says, the kids love it. They call it roller coaster fingers. So if you want to, do we have a couple minutes? How's our time doing?
I think 30 more 5 minutes.
Okay, so take your left hand facing you like this, right near your face. Come on, that's it. Right forefinger at the base of your finger.
Yes.
Base, yeah. And as you breathe in, as you breathe out, as you breathe in, and you keep going across as you breathe in, you go up, as you breathe out, you go down. And it's all at your rate, not at my rate. Now, I teach people to go across and back. And as you go back, I want you to pay attention to the space between your breath, where the breath merges and emerges. And you keep on paying attention to that space where the thoughts come from and go to. And that pause between the breath is where those thoughts come from. And you can keep doing this for a few minutes, and you will find that you are much more calm and peaceful. A week later, I asked the person to then add a cue word. A cue word is, in Asia, they would call it a mantra. So, hum so. Hum means I am, so means that. So, I am that. I am the little ego, and there's a cosmic ego. Or I am the little consciousness and the big consciousness. And this is where the thoughts come from and go to, where the inspiration, where the enthusiasm, where the intellect, where the all those inner things come from, because all you have to do is tune in and then
Yes.
turn on.
Yeah.
So
So
that
amazing.
there's so many of these practices, like concentration practices. I didn't teach you that. I could have taught you the Karate Kid concentration technique or so many different concentration techniques. This is a very powerful practice. But in Winning Ways for Living, it's on, you can buy that on in all three different forms, from digital to paperback to Audible. And it's also going to be in Spanish, should be by September, it'll be translated into Spanish. So those two languages, English and Spanish, will be available. If somebody wants to translate it into Arabic, I would be so blessed, because then we get it into the Arab-speaking world, and everybody can use it.
Thank you so much. This is wonderful. Thank you
Yeah,
so
thank
much.
you. Well,
Yeah.
spread this around. I expect to be able to get a link and a copy or whatever. If people want to look me up on successsystemsinternational.net or successsystemsinternational@gmail.com. They can easily email me, ask me what they need, and if they want me to come to or give a special program, I've traveled to 30 different countries. I can go to, I'd like to get off to Bhutan. I haven't been to Bhutan yet. That's on my bucket list, outer space and Antarctica. But otherwise, I
Yeah.
need to go Hajj. So I'd love to get to Saudi Arabia, but I can't right now.
Uh,
I had somebody was going to sponsor me to go to Hajj because I can't afford it right now because of issues with this body and what's happening in my household. Uh, but
yeah,
otherwise,
really. Yeah, really,
yes,
really. I will be so happy when you visit Saudi Arabia or my country, Sudan. My heart open for you and all of people here, inshallah.
inshallah is right.
Yeah, inshallah. Yeah, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for your time. And we have other section, inshallah. In the next, we want to talk more things. It's benefit for the people around the world, inshallah.
Yes,
Yeah.
and and spread and I will send you something that you can send out to everybody that's on your list of anything
Mhm.
from all the people that contact you, so that they can have this roller coaster fingers, and I'll give. I'm not sure which it'll be on the whether it's the miracles or which one I'll send you, um, but I'll follow the guidance.
Oh, that is good. That is so good. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so
It's
much.
my pleasure to serve. Okay,